100 to nothing. This is another $100 puzzle. This goes to Betty White.
I love this lady on my left. I just thought I'd announce that to America.
Okay.
Oops. It's reading time.
You all set? Dick, it's your option, however. You want to pass or play?
I'll play.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Raquel.
Let's see what he says.
Breasts.
Oh.
Oh, my. Did I say that? I'm sorry, I'm just kidding.
Your son.
I said it. Breasts, but it's wrong.
I don't want my giraffe to hear that.
Can you say that? Can you say that on television?
Giraffe?
What's your giraffe doing?
Never mind. We're playing
I
the
just
game.
noticed that.
He was...
These people. My mother.
Okay, now...
Personal close friend. Shh. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Corpse.
Just...
Dead.
No.
Raquel's
Hear
dead.
that, girls?
Raquel's not
I don't know if that was
it's
on
not
camera
funny.
or
There's
not.
nothing funny about that.
Keep a wide shot, George. We got lots of stuff going here.
What's this guy laughing at?
I
Do you
don't
know
know.
Raquel? No.
No. Dick.
Great.
Body.
Right.
Hey, all right.
What? You say Raquel for body? What's wrong? What's wrong with you people?
Body.
Desi.
Yes.
Body.
Body.
What's the puzzle?
Raquel Welch.
Well, it could be. Is it
course.
Raquel Welch? Nope.
No. Well.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
There you go.
Dick, that's right, Betty.
I should mail this one
You would
away.
have said Arnold
Yes.
Schwarzenegger.
Right.
Dick, pass or play?
I will play.
Yeah.
Look at me.
He looks like
Stop
that.
him with
English.
English accent.
No, Betty.
Speech.
British.
No. Dick.
French.
Language.
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Language.
boy.
Language. Desi, body and language. What's the puzzle?
Aerobics.
Is it aerobics? No.
Could still be.
I didn't think it
Raquel
was, but I had to say
guess.
something.
Dick, Betty. Yeah, it
Thanks.
She
could be.
says it could still be Raquel Welch.
It's certainly got 2 shots at it. Dick.
I'll play.
Play,
You
Dick.
never seem quite
This is
certain.
a wild one, but I'll play. Chaplain.
Priest.
No. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's right.
Huh?
Figures.
Could be.
Uh-huh. Betty?
So you thought I was going to say something else.
Noiseless.
Yeah. Mime.
No. Dick, final clue on your side.
Silent.
Right.
Boy. Dick! Dick! Ah, that's the illegal clue you gave.
It's hyphenated.
No, hold it.
I kn-
Dick!
but I
There
knew
is
it.
no shh
But I
in
knew
the
it.
dictionary.
But I knew it, Tom.
I don't care.
You
That's
didn't
an illegal
Is it
clue.
really?
There is no shh. It's not a word.
Oh.
It's an utterance.
Dick, why'd you do that to me?
It's
Yes,
an
sir.
utterance.
Darn.
Yes,
the
that's
game.
right.
We had
And
it in
there
our
are no
pocket.
utterances allowed. Now, wait a minute.
Gonna get it out of there.
Since he gave an illegal clue, and since you gave a correct answer, that goes to the lady's credit. It goes on the board. Silent was the...
It's not fair.
Yes, indeed it is.
Anything.
That's how we play this game. Now, Lucy, you get a chance at this. It's body, and it's language, and it's silent. Now, what is that puzzle?
Mime.
Well, if you are right, you get $100. Is it mime? It is
thought
not.
so.
Okay. Betty, you want to mail that?
Oh,
so
yes,
it can come
pardon
back
me.
and we'll play it
Seal
again
with a
sometime.
kiss.
All right. Betty, you want to take a look at this one? And Dick.
Don't ever do that again.
Oh, you're right.
All right, Betty. Option is yours. Pass or play?
I will play. Massage.
Parlor.
Yes, ma'am.
Bang. Body, language, silent, and parlor. Miss Ball. Okay, puzzlement. Tis a puzzlement. Betty and Dick.
Again, I don't have it.
I know.
this way.
Betty?
Yeah, I'll play. Password.
Game.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh. right, Lucy, it's in your corner here. And this is for another $100. Body, language.
Charades.
Well, if you're right, you get another $100. Is it charade?
Oh, that's
You got it. Did you guys have it over here?
No, I got to the end.
Not to the end.
That's amazing.
Boy, at one time that was so very popular. That was before backgammon, wasn't it, Lucy?
Mike Stokey, remember that?
That's, of course I do.
Pantomime quiz.
Yes, indeed. Well done, ladies. Gentlemen, it is 200 to Zippo.
Oh,
Yeah.
but we can
We can pop right back for that.
Okay, we'll have a $200 puzzle and see what popping goes on right after this.
All right, panel, as you know, in the case of our mystery challenger, we go to a different form of questioning. You ask one question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise, and we'll begin with Dorothy Kilgallen.
Are you primarily famous for your work in the world of entertainment?
Yup,
Mr. Green.
You are a lady.
yup,
Miss Francis.
Are you known for your work in pictures?
nope,
1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Gable.
You known for your work in the theater?
yup,
Miss Kilgallen.
Have you ever been in the musical theater?
yup,
Mr. Green.
Are you at present or likely to be shortly rehearsing for a musical coming into Broadway?
no,
2 down to 8 to go, Miss Francis.
Well, then, have you, in the last year, played in a musical on Broadway?
nope,
3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Gable.
Have you in the last 5 years played in a musical on Broadway?
yup,
Miss Kilgallen.
Are you a soprano?
yup,
Mr. Green.
Have you within the last 3 years appeared in a musical play on Broadway?
yup,
Miss Francis.
Have you appeared on television?
yup,
Mr. Gable.
Have you got a current series going?
no,
That's 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Have you now or have you ever had red hair?
nope,
5 down and 5 to go, Mr. Green.
Would you have had blonde hair at any time?
If you'd
in a
wanted
musical
to.
play?
Have you hair?
yup,
I'm assuming, Mr. Green, that when you use the word blonde here,
I
you...
mean real blonde.
Oh, you mean the real...
Raw
Well, that's
blonde.
fine. Thank you, Mr. Green. That's 6 down and 4 to go, if you mean real blonde, Miss Francis.
Are you best known as a singer rather than a dancer?
yup,
Mr. Gable.
You sing blues often.
no,
7 down and 3 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Was she a soprano, did I?
Yes.
Yes, she is. Did you ever play in a musical written by Frank Lesser?
no,
8 down and 2 to go, Mr. Green.
Oh, dear.
Excuse me, may we have a conference?
You may have 20 seconds for a conference.
Do the other members of the panel agree with me that we have established she is not playing on Broadway now?
She is
Yes.
not playing on Broadway now,
Okay.
but has in the last 3
3
years.
years. Was your last appearance on Broadway in a musical by Rodgers and Hammerstein?
no,
9 down and 1 to go, Miss Francis.
Oh, well, what about, were you in a musical written by Lerner and Lowe?
yup,
Well, were you in...
Go ahead.
were you in My Fair Lady?
yup,
Are you Julie Andrews?
Mr. Green, I must say that in a way, this is a tribute to you. We felt that since you came from England to join us tonight, we should get another distinguished representative of the British Isles.
I couldn't wish for a nicer tribute.
And I'd like you to do a duet.
Tell it again, darling.
Tell it again, yes.
The one that Julie said we nearly did it. There was one left.
Time now for the special feature of What's My Line, the appearance of our mystery guest. Are your blindfolds all in place, panel?
Are they ever?
Then would our mystery guest enter and sign in, please? All right, panel, you have about 2 minutes. We'll go one question at a time, and we'll start with Soupy Sales.
Are you the American Legion? It just goes on and on. That's a marvelous ovation, mystery guest. Is that because possibly you're in the world of entertainment?
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sherry?
Are you primarily in the world of television entertainment?
9.
Gene?
9, eh?
9 television.
9 television areas. Are you, I don't even know if it's a man or woman yet. Are you primarily a woman?
Yeah.
Is that my question?
I answered that one. Arlene?
Thank you. Yeah, 9.
That you're through.
No, I'm not. He said he answered it. Oh, I see. But I asked it, huh?
I answered your question, Arlene.
I see, okay.
I wish you could see, then we'd find out who it was.
Now, it's not 9 for television, but the applause was enormous, so is it motion pictures?
Yeah.
Soupy?
Yes?
Yeah. Soupy?
Oh, it is motion pictures.
Among others.
Is it because, also the Broadway stage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sherry?
Are you currently on the Broadway stage?
9.
Gene?
Oh, boy. A big motion picture actress in New York City today. Are you in a movie that is now playing in New York City?
Yeah.
Arlene?
Has it been nominated for any particular award?
Yeah.
Soupy?
No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soupy?
Oh. Could I take a guess?
All right.
Would it be Cicely Tyson?
Cicely Tyson is right. Cicely has just been acclaimed the best actress by the National Society of Film Critics for her performance in the critically acclaimed film Sounder.
Deservedly so.
And
Yeah.
what a movie.
That is some performance.
Thank you very much.
Wow, the dimension of the whole film is marvelous, too.
Thank you.
Are you got anything that you're going to do now besides just be gorgeous and act? Or are you going around publicizing the film, or
Yes,
what?
that's what I've been doing for the past couple of months, yes.
That's-
And I'm reading some scripts, and hopefully I'll find a role that somewhat equals the dimension of Rebecca.
That's hard to do.
Yeah.
That's hard to do. You think you'd be coming back to Broadway?
If I find a role, yes, I'll work in any of the media, television or Broadway, the movies, as long as it's the role that decides where I go.
Today on Free Per View, it's the Melee from LA. With the 2 undisputed queens of comedy, Carol the Burner Burnett and Betty the Whip White, fight it out for the title with the absence of any involvement by Don King. Let's get ready to rumble as we start the Family Feud special with the star of Family Feud, Richard Dawson.
I knew you'd come crawling back. Hello. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Winning money, are we? Thanks for being here. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you. In the 9 years that I did it before I had to come back, and all the shows we've done since, never had a week of specials like we've had right this week. You're wonderful. Sweet Betty and Carol. I love you. How much have you won, my angel?
We have
16?
won $16,000.
I'm very proud of you.
Yes, yes.
Hereditary Disease Foundation.
For the Hereditary Disease Foundation. Yes, indeed.
Winners of $11,000.
Yes.
My heart rests a little easier when you both have some.
Oh, thank you, darling.
11,000. What charity will you play for in this game?
In this game, Morris Animal Foundation, headquartered in Denver, it's an animal health organization.
You know it. It's an animal, and betting for it is good, right?
Yes.
All right. May I meet your friends, please?
And they're part of our Pico Poker Club. We play poker about every 4 weeks.
You got the cup?
We have the cup. Yes, the cup. And whoever wins for the evening
Takes
this home, and you have to remember to bring it back the next day, or else it's $2,000 or death.
Oh.
Yeah, we play for about $4, but
But it's the principle of the
it's the principle of the thing. Now,
Who
if I
ordered
had
the
two
pen?
of these, no.
All right. Thanks for being here. We're going to have fun.
Yes, sir.
Come, we'll play the bankroll game. I hope you realize you kept Miss Burnett and myself waiting.
I know it, and she doesn't have all that kind of time.
Oh, get out. 5,000 the very least.
Was it supposed to be somebody?
Anybody you like for bankroll, we don't mind. You like playing.
I love playing.
Yeah, you don't mind Betty being here, do you?
Do I mind Betty being here? Betty who?
I asked you first.
Betty. Love that Betty.
Okay, panel, we'll go one question at a time. Fate's law prevails. You have about 2 minutes, and let's start with Soupy Sales.
Thank you. Well, that was a rousing ovation, mystery guest. Is that because they know your work from records in the nightclub field?
Yes, I would say so.
Donna?
Do we also know you because of your television appearances?
Somewhat.
Jerry?
Have you had your own television show in the last couple of years?
No, I have not.
Arlene?
Records in the nightclub field, does that mean that you are a very popular singer?
Yes.
Okay.
Soupy?
Ooh. Well, when you do, are you a brunette?
No, I'm not.
Donna?
Have you had a hit record within this year?
Yes, I have.
Jerry?
Boy, part about not having your own television show throws me because I want to take a guess. If I'm wrong, I guess I'll have to take off my mask.
That's
But
right.
Is it Helen Reddy?
No, now you have to take off your
Okay.
mask.
Sound
You have
just like
no idea how far off you are.
Are
Arlene?
you, let's see, are you a rock singer?
No, I'm not.
Soupy? I'll tell you, those of you who are left with your masks on, that we are not messing around.
I'm hip. Do you sing, are you very big in the country western field?
No, not yet.
Donna?
That would be nice.
Not country. It's got to be an opera singer then.
I know who it is if you want to know.
Thanks a lot. I wish you would.
You want to pass, Donna?
Yeah, I can't think of another field.
Arlene?
Well, are you a blues singer?
I do sing blues, yes.
Soupy?
Oh.
Do you record for Capitol?
No, I don't.
Donna?
Are you appearing in New York right now?
No, not presently.
Arlene?
Oh.
I'm having such fun over here.
Hurry, Arlene.
I
I
tell you.
can't. Are you hip?
You are gonna...
I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah.
I know. Oh. All right, I'll pass to Soupy. He knows
Soupy?
everything.
No, were you on Broadway in the last 6 or 7 months?
No.
Donna?
Do you play the piano?
Yes, I do.
While
Arlene?
you sing?
Sometimes.
Arlene?
Boy, are you guys
I just can't get over it.
It's somebody big. I know it's somebody big.
Had a hit record
Go ahead,
this year.
Soup.
Had a hit record.
Do you all, well, I just want to take a guess at it. Is it Hazel Scott?
No, now you can take off your mask. Yeah.
My favorite.
All right, the time is up, folks. You're not going to believe it. This is Aretha Franklin. I just think nobody could believe you were here, and that's what really happened.
I thought Soupy would guess that.
I have 8 of your albums, and I just play them all the time.
When you're singing a song, what is the main thing you try to do?
feel it.
Well, you feel it and you make us feel it too. I mean, it's unbelievable what you do. How did you learn to sing that way? Is it just native to you? It's in you? Or did you learn from someone? Were you influenced by someone?
No, I think it was
I mean, you're really one of a kind.
somewhat natural, and I did sing in the young people's choir in my father's church.
Yeah.
I started there, and from there here.
Now your hostess on The Price is Right. Here she is, Arlene Francis.
Hi. Welcome to The Price is Right. Well, Bill Cullen is still on vacation, and I am still working, and so everything's in its proper place. And the first thing we're going to do is meet the four nice people that are with us tonight. Good evening, Mrs. Patrick, Mrs. Margie Patrick, a teacher from Fort Worth, Texas, who is back for the third week, having won $22,054 worth of merchandise. Mrs. Patrick, it seems to me you won an airplane last week, didn't you?
Yes, Arlene, my husband's all ready to take the lessons, and I'm just about convinced.
You're both going to straighten up and fly right, huh?
Oh, yes, we're going to try.
Well, that's wonderful. You can fly all around Fort Worth in that little plane very happily, I'm sure. And now our next guest is Mr. David Tallman, a construction worker from Spring Valley, New York. What exactly do you do as a construction worker?
Well, we usually do mason work when the weather's right, but this time of year we do just about anything to keep busy. It's a little cold outside.
I see. You're a mason in the summertime and a shriner in the wintertime, huh?
Yeah.
All right. And our next guest is Mrs. Ruth Kaplan, a housewife from Kinwood, Pennsylvania.
You said it right.
Did I? Is that
Yes, you
correct?
did.
Kinwood. I know where it is. Do you have children watching?
Yes, I do, Arlene.
Don't lose your voice. You got a bid, you know.
I know. They're two daughters. They're 23 and 24, and they're in the audience, I hope.
Well,
one of them is married.
Maybe we'll have to bring one of them up to bid for you if you lose your voice.
Incidentally, they were both born on the same day, 1 year apart.
Both on the same day, 1 year apart. Well,
Isn't that wonderful?
That makes it all, they're almost twins then, huh? And our next guest is Mr. Edwin Silliman, a chaplain from Fort Slocum, New York. Hello there.
Hello, how are you, Arlene?
How long have you been in the Army?
I've just been in the Army 2 weeks, and I'm out at the chaplain school at Fort Slocum.
I see. Do I address you as chaplain or lieutenant? What do you prefer?
Chaplain is fine. That's
I say
fine.
Chaplain Silliman, huh?
Chaplain Silliman, that's
All righty,
fine.
sir. That's what I'm going to call you and wish you good luck at the same time. And
Thank
before
you.
we start the game, I'd like to give every one of you a wonderful gift from Lever Brothers, a full year's supply of Dove. All right, now you're ready to start, and of course you all know how to play the game. So just look over to the left for the first item to go up for bids on The Price is Right.
Miss X.
Panel, may I tell you that you are blindfolded because you might well recognize our guest. She will be Miss X for the same reason. And I will tell you that she works for Universal Pictures, but she made her fame in another field. And now let's remind our audience just who our guest is. And I'll repeat, she works for Universal Pictures, but she made her fame in another field, and we'll begin with Soupy Sales.
Thank you. Miss X, when you achieved your fame, did you achieve it because you were a spokesman for a certain product?
No.
One down, Gail Sheldon.
Miss X, did you achieve your fame in the world of sports? I did. Was the sport that you achieved your fame in team sport?
Partly?
Yes and no.
I think there is a degree of team sport connected with it, so I really cannot give you a no, but primarily it was a sort of a solo performance, I believe. So I'll let you continue.
In this sport, do you play with a ball? No.
Two down, Alejandro.
Have you ever performed this sport in the Olympic Games?
I have.
Have you done, by any chance, a special television show?
I have.
Are you an ice skater?
No.
Three down, Arlene.
Are you with Universal Pictures as an actress?
No.
4 down, Soupy.
The sport that you participated in that brought you fame and everything else, was it an Olympic sport?
It was.
Gail?
Was,
Oh, I'm sorry. This isn't a mystery
Oh,
guess.
it isn't a mystery guess. All right, now.
Arlene, I did that to you also, didn't I?
That's all right, I'm glad.
Okay, Soupy.
Okay, now it was ruled out that you were an ice skater. Now, are you connected in any shape, form, or anything with a water sport?
No.
5 down, Gail.
with Universal, are you now a writer?
I am.
No.
What was that?
She's a writer. The sport that you were involved with, was it a sport that you compete in individually, and it's a water sport? Was it possible?
It is not a water sport.
No, it's not a water sport.
I thought it was. Is this sport on the ground?
Yes.
Do you use a great deal of equipment with this sport?
Not really.
Not really.
No. 6 down, Alejandro.
Now, let me ask you a question first. Do we have to find out what you are doing now with Universal Studios?
We want to find out who it is and really what sport, if we can.
Okay. Is this sport that you perform, I tried before, ice skating, has anything to do with skating at all, roller skating?
No.
Arlene, 15 seconds.
Do you move pretty fast in this sport?
Yes.
Are
You have a guess?
Are you a runner?
Yes.
Take off your blindfolds and meet Olympic champion Wilma Rudolph.
We're back, and let's meet our next team of challengers.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Rosa Parks.
Number 2.
My name is Rosa Parks.
And number 3.
My name is Rosa Parks.
Once again, panel, would you follow along, please, as I read this affidavit? I, Rosa Parks, went from seamstress to national symbol in 1955 when I refused to give up my seat on a segregated bus in Montgomery, Alabama. I was jailed for my defiance and moved from the South. But this fight, which sparked 2 decades of racial and political protest, went all the way to the Supreme Court. I'm still active in the struggle against discrimination, and street scholarships and service awards now bear my name. I've also gained a reputation as the mother of the civil rights movement in America, all because of a simple no. Signed, Rosa Parks. All right, panel, these 3 ladies all claim to be civil rights champion Rosa Parks, and let's start the questioning with Tiu Leek.
Number 2, did you grow up in Montgomery?
Yes.
Where did you move to when you left?
When I left Montgomery,
Yes.
moved to Detroit, Michigan.
Number 3, how long were you jailed?
Just a few hours between a few minutes before 6 o'clock until about between 9:30 and 10 in the evening of December 1st, 1955.
Number 1, do you remember how you felt when you said no?
I felt that I was doing the right thing.
Number 2, was the bus driver white?
Yes.
Number 3, did you know Martin Luther King?
Yes.
Thank you, Tiu. We go to Gordon.
Number 1, how did you feel at the moment of arrest?
Well, I was sure that I had done the right thing, and I was interested in being arrested because I felt that it might be the beginning of a movement to wipe out the segregation on the bus.
Number 3, when you went to Detroit, am I right, number 3, that you moved to Detroit?
Yes.
Did you feel there were any segregation there as similar to the South? What were your feelings there?
It was not similar to the South as I knew it.
Okay.
Thank you, Gordon, and we go to Kitty Carlisle.
Number 2,
What led up to this? There must have been something in your, either that you had read or some event, or had you joined a movement? How did you lead up to this glorious moment on that bus?
It wasn't something that I made up my mind to do. It's just that I had been working that day. I had decided, because of a prior arrest by a young girl, that it was time someone made a stand, and I just decided I was not going to move.
Well, that was just bravo. Number 3, when you became the mother of the civil rights movement, have you written books? Have you made lots of speeches? Tell us what you've done.
Visit a number of places to make appearances on request, but so far I have not written a book. There have been a number of articles written and published. Thank you.
Thank you, Kitty. And we go to Nipsey Russell.
Number 3, do you know who Mr. Fred Shuttlesworth was?
Yes, I know who he is.
Yes. Does the name E.D. Nixon mean anything to you?
Yes.
Can you tell me, still number 3, the name of the popular singing star who raised a lot of money and arranged for that entertainment that took place on the march from Selma to Montgomery?
There were several people who entertained in Montgomery, and Harry Belafonte was one.
I see. Number 1, I'll ask, what happened to bring the establishment down in Montgomery? Was there a strike, or did people stop riding the bus entirely, or what?
5 days after I was arrested, Martin Luther King and Reverend Abernathy organized a bus boycott, which lasted 381 days.
Yeah.
And this had quite an influence.
That bell tells us the time is up. And now, of course, it's time to vote for number 1, for number 2, or for number 3. Whoever, in your opinion, is the real Rosa Parks. Teal, for whom did you vote?
I voted for number 2, and it's just based on a feeling. She just has that gentleness, I think, that would allow to be defiant.
Okay. Gordon, who got your vote?
I'm so awed by the courage of the act. I found it difficult to even ask intelligent questions about it, to be very honest with you. But I went with number 3 because there's just something in her eyes that I think merits that act, a gentleness that I think brought it all about.
Okay, and Kitty?
Well, there you are. You see, any one of these 3 ladies could have had the courage, and I'm ashamed to say I don't really know which one it really is, but I voted for number 2.
All right. And Nipsey, who got your vote?
Well, I'll have to disqualify myself. I know Miss Parks, and I was one of the entertainers on that show between Selma and Montgomery, and it was Harry Belafonte who organized it, and E.D. Nixon and Fred Shuttlesworth were 2 of the men active in that freedom fight. I just thought it would be a good thing to get their names before the public and remember. But Miss Rosa Parks is 10 foot tall, and she's a legend and a hero in the democracy of the United States, not just among black people.
And now we're going to find out which of these ladies really is the incredible Rosa Parks. Will the real Rosa Parks please stand up?
Panel, as you know, in the case of our mystery challenger, we dispense with all usual preliminaries and get right down to the general questioning. I would tell you that our guest's voice is, I think, so well known that I'm going to answer the first few questions, perhaps the first round's questions. But let's get right down to cases and begin the general questioning with Dorothy Kilgallen.
Are you accustomed to facing crowds?
Yes.
What a clue.
That's you, John. That's me. You mean it was not recognizable, Bennett?
Yes, it was
Well, are we to gather that this person's voice is even more famous than that of, say, a famous motion picture star?
Yes. Well, you know, all things are relative in this relative world of ours. I would say that our guest's voice is most famous, and we would leave the comparative to the decision of that individual who chose to pose the question.
Thank you, John. That cleared everything up nicely. Is this person, would I be likely to recognize this person's voice if it was heard on the radio?
Would you be likely to recognize this person's voice if it was heard on the radio? I would think you might, yes.
Is our guest a public figure rather than an actor or actress?
A public figure rather than an actor or actress? Yes, I would think so.
Does our guest appear regularly on television?
Does our guest, by which you mean on a regular weekly program?
No, but quite frequently.
Well, I would think that quite frequently would not be exactly correct. Would you? No,
Good,
I
I'm
think we'd
glad
have to
to
give
get
you a
rid of
no there. I'm sorry, Dorothy. I think you hung yourself that time. We'll have to let that one down a night ago, Mr. Allen.
He appears on television, but not too frequently. Is that it?
That's about it.
We're both in the same boat then. So is he in the? Does he operate in the political arena in any way?
Does he operate in the political arena? I would say that you get a no there because it's not a he. That makes it 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Francis.
Oh, are you intimating then that it is a lady that sometimes operates in a political arena?
I'm not meaning to intimate anything. If you would like to ask that specific question, we'd be glad to entertain it.
Have you now or have you ever been associated with politics?
Have you now?
Are you now or have you ever been associated with politics?
I would think that the answer to that would have to be yes,
Thank you.
since you used associated.
Oh.
But that is also to advise you that in one way or another, almost every good citizen of this country is associated with politics.
We will now say I pledge allegiance in uniform. Are you in Washington?
Right
Not now,
now?
of course, you understand. But is your main job one that keeps you in Washington most of the time?
Is your main job one that keeps you in Washington most of the time? I would say no to that, with our guest's permission. That's 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Well, would our distinguished guest be found in the vicinity ever of the United Nations setup?
In the vicinity of the United Nations? Well, I would think probably we might find our guest in the vicinity of the United Nations, yes.
Now, knowing your very tricky and sly ways, John, you talked about a citizen of this country. I don't think that this may necessarily be a citizen of this country.
We would be...
Is this lady a citizen? I'm going to put it, is it true that this lady is not a citizen of the United States?
Is it true that this lady is not a citizen of the United States? That would make it 4 down and 6 to go. I got it figured out. All right, Miss Kilgallen.
I dislike asking a lady about a birthday, but has our guest recently had a birthday that was celebrated by a great many friends?
Well, I'm now going to ask our guest if she will to answer the question herself. Have you recently had a birthday that was celebrated?
Fairly. Is our guest ever found in the vicinity of Hyde Park, New York?
Is our guest ever found in the vicinity of Hyde Park, New York?
And almost every other vicinity you can think of.
Not often.
No?
I think once in a while, Miss Dorothy.
Oh, you mean I'm still on?
Yes, you're still on.
Is our guest famous for traveling?
Is our guest famous for traveling?
Yes.
Is she also a newspaper columnist?
Yes.
Did she ever occupy the White House?
Yes.
Is it Mrs. Franklin Delano Roosevelt?
Mrs. Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
All right, here's our champ, Dennis Lamour. He remains our champ. We're now going to give you a chance at $10,000. Lucy, come on with me down into the acting arena. Dennis, over there. Now, once again, we're going to give you 60 seconds, but this time we're going to give you 10 words. And then, Dennis, every word you get is worth $100, and then later on, we'll tell you how you can convert the hundreds into thousands. So, 60 seconds on the clock, please. Lucy, here's your first word. Go.
Lipstick.
You got $100.
Cutting, clipping, trimming, shearing, scissors.
$200.
Pain in the back. You have a backache.
Yes, $300.
You're stiff. You're military. You're dead. You're cold. You're frigid. You're frozen.
$400.
Rain is falling from the sky. It's a shower.
$500.
It's on the ground, on the floor. Is it on the floor? Carpet, ground, earth, dirt, floor, carpet, linoleum rug. I don't know. Flick.
Yes, $600.
Shake. You're shaking salt on a salt pepper.
Yes, $700.
Hula dancing. Aloha.
$800.
Your needle and thread. You're sewing something. You're
$900.
Carpet, rug, floor, basement, down, ground, bottom, low, bottom.
There you go. That's what I was. You know, I was hoping you were going to. You started pulling it up.
Lawn, grass.
Yeah, grass is what it was.
Let's get 9 out of 10.
I didn't dare smoke any.
Panel, as you well know, it's one question at a time. I'll give you 2 minutes to try and establish our mystery guest's identity, and we'll begin with Subi.
Thank you, Wally. Mystery guest, are you best known for your work on television?
No.
Anita.
Are you best known for your work in theater?
No.
Are you best known for your work as a singer?
No.
Arlene.
Are you in something other than the theatrical enterprises of the world?
Yes.
Soup.
Would you happen to be a writer?
Not primarily. Anita.
Are you in the medical field?
No.
Do you, in your part as a writer, do you write a column?
No.
Arlene.
Are you in the sports world?
Yes.
Soupy.
Okay, now, you're in the sports world. There's more? Oh, are you a tennis player?
Yes.
Anita.
Oh, what's your name? I know your name. Oh, it's like 3 names, and you're like from Australia. And it's Mrs. Margaret something other. No, Mrs.
No, go on.
Margaret Clark Smith.
Billie Jean King.
Right!
The first time ever.
Billie Jean, I want you to know that Gone Granger has been doing this show now. This is the 3rd year that he has been on What's My Line. And you finally guessed one.
That's because you're from jolly old England.
That's because I read all about you in the paper yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. No, here. In the United States. But this is the book, and she is indeed a writer. It's the Billie Jean King book, Tennis to Win. And it's published by Harper & Row. And if you read this, do you really become an expert tennis player?
I certainly hope so. I don't know about instant tennis, but...
But you did tell them about your techniques. And
Yes, I did. I relayed to myself most of the time. We did a lot on tape.
I read it, and it's very good indeed.
May I ask you something? I like tennis, Billy.
Very quickly, Soupy.
Okay, listen, Billy, is it best to use a wooden racket or a metal racket?
Oh, I use wood. It's up to you.
Is it?
Well, Billy, I'm sorry we don't have more time to talk with you.
Well,
as
thank
we'd
you
love
very
to,
much.
but thank you so much for joining us on What's My Line.
Thank you.
Billie Jean King.
Bob Marcella is going to try for over $20,000 now.
Whoa, boy.
Bob, we polled the studio audience not too long ago and said, write down your best answer to this. I don't do blank. $500 for you if you match the answer they gave most often. $250 for the second most popular, and $100 for the third. Now let's take a look at the 6 stars here. Step out here with me, and you call on the ones who are making eyeball contact with you.
Betty.
Why, I don't know why you would do that. Among other things, I don't do windows.
Now, Bill is averting your gaze, so you don't want him, you see.
I can see
He doesn't have an answer.
on the last one. Deb really raised her eyebrows.
Oh, my gosh.
You got the good one.
I don't do drugs.
I don't do drugs.
I have an audience out there that
That's
loves
right.
me.
One more.
I'll stick with the women. Brett.
I don't do floors.
Yeah. I don't do floors.
Yes,
so there
she
the 3
does.
Yes, she does. I don't do floors, I don't do windows, I don't do drugs. You want one of those or one of your own?
I'll take windows.
Windows. Let's find out if it's up there and if so where. Let's take a look at the $100 response. I don't do that.
Oh, but
Let's
who
take a
does
look at the
not?
next one, please. $250. I don't do anything.
This is getting worse. That's so sad. I can't
Awful. Who are
stand
these
that.
people?
This
is
getting
worse. Here we go with the $500 response. Window. Sarah even puts perfume on her blank. Brett.
First, I want to say that Charles Nelson Riley never wears any socks. And secondly, I want to say I used to date somebody in the Air Force, and he's a liar. And third, I want to say this is a filthy show. And fourth, I want to say she puts it on her knees.
On her knees. So, no match there. And Mary called the hotel clerk and said there's a...
Mary wasn't much of a swinger, so she said, "There's a man in my room."
A man in my room?
A man in her room.
All right. Charles, what did you say?
Well, she was a swinger because she didn't call down the hotel clerk for 2 hours later that there was a man in her
Sergeant?
This is a very provocative program.
There's also a terrible echo in here.
Brett, what do you say? Man is the answer he's looking for.
I think Mary's out of her mind and emotionally disturbed. I said burglar like any sensible person.
A burglar. Can't match that.